This week in the small business world, well, crap, do I have enough stuff? Just go in and, Good morning and welcome to another studio vlog with me, Carolyn from Crafting with Glorious Purpose, where here we make unique gifts for you or for that special someone. This week is the week of June 8th. This weekend we tried to work on the garden. That did not work. It was beautiful Saturday. We picked up all the stuff to make it, and then it was a complete wash on Sunday. Sunday was just rain all day. It was just waves and waves of heavy rain and thunderstorms that rolled through. So that's going to have to spill into the weekends or the evenings and hopefully get it done before the weekend, because this weekend starts no free weekend until July, in middle of July. So we have a month of events and yeah. So this week in the small business world, I did use the rainy day to my advantage. I did try to work on things that were on my list from last week that I'd left over, that weren't priority. So I did replenish my nose art stickers. I have them, they are cut and weeded. I need to put the transfer tape on them and package them. And I figured while I'm packaging them, I'll just make a stack of new backer cards for that and for regular decals and my nose art. So that way I have them on hand and ready to go. If I need to replenish any during, any of the events, I'll have them made and I can put them together pretty quickly. And so I got those, I can get those off my list. Rescue Mom and Rescue Dad decals. I have those also completed and they need the transfer tape put on them too. So we have the Rescue Mom and we have the Rescue Dad. So both of those, I made 2 of each so that I had them on hand. Those, like I said, also need the transfer tape applied, and I'm just going to do all those at once. And then I used the last 2 backer cards, so that's kind of why I was like, well, let's just print another stack so I have them. And then that crosses those off my list. And I've been doing Instagram posts like crazy for this collection I had. So far I've announced the dog bandanas. So I did a reel with the fabric, and then I'll scoot over here and I'll put them over here. The first one is with the fabric on my laptop screen, and you zoom out and then zoom in on the fabric again, but now this time it's pressed on the dog bandana. And then I did a teaser of the collection coming. I did that one. I did one for the not the window cling, the wristlet. And then the one that's going to be going today, simultaneously. I think it actually posts at 8. And then my new YouTube, or last week's YouTube, will be up at 9 today, Eastern Standard Time. So I have my shadow box, which turned out really, really cool. So I got some before. I have a picture of it as is with the lights off and the lights on, and then turning the lights off and the fireflies just glowing. So I have a reel to make for that one. So that will be my today. Today is a karate day, so I think I'm going to do that. Sitting and working on my phone for Instagram is frustrating for me. I have a hard time doing that. I'd rather do anything else. It's not my favorite thing is to create reels. Posts I can do real quick, but yeah, to sit there and do the animation, everything on my phone is frustrating. I'd rather be able to do that on my laptop, but that is not a capability. So But yes, so I did finish my shadow box, so I can cross that off my list. So the only thing that I have left is the sticker. So I have that to make. And I was also thinking, since I'm not going to be doing a hand towel, I still can't think of a way to make it work, and I don't want to delay putting this collection out anymore. I want it to come out before the official start of summer so that people have time to buy. So I think I'm just going to do the sticker and then possibly do the pattern, or maybe the art, maybe the pattern and then the art, or some conjunction so that they're a little bit different for the fireflies for the coasters. So that's going to be my today. So I'm going to put coasters for the collection, and then I want to do the stickers for the collection, and then the one thing that I also wanted to do with all the shows coming up, I wanted to update my calendar. I realized one of them I don't have written on my actual calendar, but I do want to update my calendar on my website as well with the couple shows that I just got approved to be in. So I want to update my calendar so that everything's up there, and then remove the shows that I think the old show is still on there, so I should do that. So I want to update my calendars, and that shouldn't take too long, but you know, you never know. And then what I was thinking for we did some shopping this weekend, and I picked up some Michael's has this satin metallic rose gold, which I really thought looked really cool. So I'm going to give this a try in maybe making a decal for the wall back here with my business name and maybe some of the leaves that are in with my brand. And I thought that might actually look really cool back there. And I thought while walking through Hobby Lobby, they actually have letters that are neon. So I picked up CGP for Crafting with Glorious Purpose. I was going to put that back there, but then realized that they run only on USB, not outlet. So I don't want to have 3 things plugged in. I thought they were battery operated, which would be amazing, but they are not. So I just don't want 3 giant wires hanging down in the back and then trying to figure out, you know, like I have a surge protector that does outlets and it does some USB, but it only has 2. So I was like, you know, why can't it be easy? So I think I'm taking those back. They did have another one that was a circle that had a leaf pattern around it, and the middle was open. So I could maybe put my logo in the middle of that and just have the outside rings glow instead of actually having the letters. But I would like to hang that like in the middle and then maybe do like a leaf pattern or something with my brand. So that's something to try out for later. And the other thing I found while we were out, because we did make a Home Depot run for the garden, they have little versions of these bins, and I couldn't pass up the chance to get this little tote. So it's that HDX little quarts that they have. And this one is a 6.5 quart. And I totally am using this, I think, to put, so I really like those new, the carry case that I got from Aldi, because it separates everything out, but it just isn't working with the clips. So my hope is to put the smaller stuff in here and make this my catch-all bin, but try to make it so that things are organized a little better, so that once you pull out, you know, you take something out, you're not digging through the bottom to get to things. So that's something I want to look at, organizing a little better, because those grid wall hooks, they just are so awkward. They don't fit in that little mechanism to store things. So I was kind of bummed that that didn't work out the way I wanted it to, because everything's in there, but I don't want to lug that and something else just to carry the grid wall hook. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing, is putting stuff into this little tote, and it seals a little tighter than the other one that I had, because I was always worried that the top was going to come off and everything was going to fly out all over the place. But yeah, so those, I think they had them on sale. They were like 4 for $10. But I just picked up one because I didn't need 10. I didn't need 4 of them. So yeah. So yeah, that was my haul for the weekend, and I think I still got like another, I think 10 minutes or so before I got to log into work. So I'm going to try to at least get the transfer tape on these and get these moved out of here. Oh, I will need to add the replenished stock back into Square, just so that I have it. And then the other thing that I need to also work on is some of my actual product listings, and I got my photographs for the collection. I do want to do a true, and since the sun's out today, yesterday was complete, like I said, a complete gray wash. I'm going to make my shadow box with, make a better listing photo for that, because I don't think I actually took photos for it. I just have the videos. So I can set that up with the flowers, and and then maybe even do, if I press the coasters today at lunch, then I can actually, build the whole collection together and kind of do a nice group shot to do for posts as well. So I think I will put that on here as well. So shadow box photos, and then I'll just name it collection shots, so that way I remember to do that later. So I'm going to get started on these, and then hopefully this week we can get some of this stuff crossed off the list. It's not going to be an overly busy one. I'm going to, like I said, I want to try my darndest to get that garden up and running. We're losing time to get plants in the ground and get seeds started. So we're going to get that rolling hopefully sooner than later. And I can kind of show you where our progress later. I'm going to trying to make myself go out for a walk every day around 1:30, 2 o'clock. So while I'm out, I can maybe do a quick little sneak peek of what everything looks like. So we will catch you around then. I've gabbed long enough, and we will catch you around lunchtime. Lunchtime is almost over. I opted to use my time a little better and take some stuff back that I had bought. So I did take the 3 neon signs back from Hobby Lobby, and I opted. I tried to find. So I did find the one with the. It was a circle and it had leaves on the top, and it would have been perfect for putting my logo in the middle, but I didn't realize how giant that thing was. I thought it was around the same size. It would have been probably as big as that whole, that space vertically. So that's not what I wanted. So I ended up returning the CGP and bought an O. in the hopes to put it sideways and put my logo in the middle, and then maybe accenting with some flowers. And like I said, I'm going to try using this shimmer. It's like a satin metallic rose gold. But that's going to be for, I think, maybe tomorrow. I am going to plug this in to make sure that it works. And then this one actually is kind of cool. It comes with not a remote, but the little button on here changes the colors to what you want. So I could do white, or I could do the pink if I wanted. So I took that back. I also had some stuff I had to return at Target. So that took like a good chunk of my lunch. And so I'm trying to eat my sandwich. And I might send some stuff to the printer upstairs and get that stuff at least prepped so that maybe tomorrow I can hit the ground running and do that kind of stuff. But kind of wanted to give you a heads up because I alluded to it at the end of my last video. So I don't know how many of you are fans of ghost hunter shows. So I've never had a paranormal experience, like none. Like I've never experienced ghosts. I've never heard people talking to me, none of that. But the ghost and paranormal shows intrigue me because some of them, you know, they're staged. And I'm not going to mention which ones, but my favorite ones were always ghost hunters. And we actually enjoyed when it was on for a brief while, which was the Ghost Brothers, which was the three guys that went and their dynamic was actually kind of funny. So like the first ones, they were plumbers for ghost hunters, and then they were plumbers by day but ghost hunt at night, and they debunked most of the stuff, which is what was intriguing to me, was seeing that angle of it. You know, like once you get rid of all of the things that it could be, you know, people exaggerate, or in the moment they're thinking it's something it's not, you're left with evidence. So some of that stuff was intriguing to me. The Ghost Brothers angle was a little different, where they, I know some of the episodes that I watched, the main Ghost Brother, Dalen, was, you know, he would pick a location and send the other two in without any information on it. And then you would know it, but when they went in, they didn't know anything about it. So it kind of led some credibility there too. So I know that neither of them are on the air anymore, but I did see that, and this has been a while, because I'm thinking about a year, because I've been on YouTube for about a year. Dalen put out his own YouTube channel, which I will throw in the link below if you want to check it out. But it's called The Graveyard Shift, and he had me intrigued by some of the locations, and, you know, me being a genealogist, as we've discussed before in my previous videos, all that history in cemeteries. I mean, cemeteries are a gold mine for a genealogist, because you have, it puts them in a location where, you know, records would be, dates, sometimes next of kin, buried, it's neighbors, you know, like it's a treasure trove right there. So I've always enjoyed walking cemeteries looking for information. So when I saw that he was sitting there and talking to people using, you know, what they call a spirit box, when you communicate. So now I get that might not even be 100% who you're talking to. It could be just a bunch of BS. Who knows? Like I said, never had it paranormal experience, but I'm open to it. So the opportunity came up where he's looking for people to come out for free and do sessions with your loved ones. So I had to go through my list of people, because I was like, there's people that, like, I would love to talk to my grandmother. Both of them, all three of them, actually. I knew my great grandmother as well as I knew my grandmas, and I would love more than anything to talk to them. And my grandparents my grandfathers that I've never met. You know, I've only met one, and I was, I think, in first grade when he had passed. So I only knew him for a brief time. But yeah, all of those people would be near and dear to me to talk to. However, as the genealogist in me, I want to see if I can get some leads. So I put a request in, and I actually got a response back, but I got put on the list. So if I get aired on YouTube in one of their, they call it paranormal travel opportunities, which is a PTO, if I get chosen, I am totally going to share that with you guys, because I think it's interesting, and I may get responses back. If I don't, that's fine. If I get something that might lead me to another angle of looking at things, I'm all for it. So when you hit a roadblock in genealogy, you got to go look at things in a different angle. And I think that might be my different angle. So if I get to do that, that would be awesome. So totally not in the craft realm, but just wanted to share. So hopefully once I find out more details, I will let you guys know. But you know, I'm out there and I'm on the list. So let's see if he'll come all the way out here to see me. I believe he's in Georgia, so it's not too far of a flight for him. It's not like he's coming from California to Pennsylvania, but that would be amazing if I can, you know, connect with someone and find out some of the details. And I don't want to ruin it, which relative I'm looking for, but it is one that is my biggest brick wall. I have the most questions. Every aspect that this poor person has touched, there are conflicting information out there. Records are wrong. Burial place is wrong. How they died is wrong. Like everything it's just something. If I could get one clue that could lead me to a record or something, that would be amazing. So that is what my hopes are for that. So with that said, gonna eat my lunch, gonna log back onto work. We'll catch you tomorrow. Hey, so it's actually later today. I wanted to show you what I actually worked on. It turned out cute. Worked out perfectly. So that is an O, the letter O, from Hobby Lobby in their, let me grab the box. I'm having a hard time telling the difference between the two pinks and the purple. They look exactly the same to me. But regardless, I think it turned out really cool. So I set up my paper. So this is that rose metallic. It's like I forget what it was called, satin or something. Satin metallic from Make Market, which is the Michaels brand. And this weeded pretty nice. It did rip pretty easy. So like you can't just go in and, you know, but in all honesty, it went on really nice. We do have a thing with our walls. They have a weird texture to them. Even though we've painted over the flat crap paint that was in this house, everything was painted white. And when I say everything, I mean outlets. Nothing was sacred. Everything changed. Everything was painted white. So when I went down here and I actually painted, and every other wall is the exact same way. Like you can't use anything on them sticker wise because it just falls off. So I'm curious to see how these stay on. But with that said, once they went on, they went on. So I'm going to give you a closer look here. There it is. So here are the different colors. So that's the off, and it remembers, which is actually nice, the color that you had last, so I won't have to keep trying to find this pink. But you got yellow, and then this is like a hot pink. This one looks purpley, and it's weird because it's got some white specks in it, but it really doesn't in person. So I don't know if it's just the way the light's hitting it. We got orange, got like a bluish, whitish, I guess. Green, which I really like the lime green, but not my brand. So there you go. Yeah, it's weird how it's showing it with like spots because it's really not. It's all solid, but yeah. So there's the metallic, which looked really cool. And I have the leaf pattern on the side there. I'm gonna get one of those little channels to kind of hide this, because I have extra paint color for the walls, and kind of hide that so you don't see that bright white line. But yeah, I love it. I love the way it turned out. So this is actually adds a nice little backdrop to my table. And I don't know, I'm still thinking about what I can put on the sides. It might be some storage things that I can put, or grid wall or something for when I'm actually working on this table. But totally love it. So if you're looking for an alternative to do, and I just have it up with command strips at the moment, if you're looking for something that's simple, I would suggest checking out the Hobby Lobby neon signs that they have, and giving those a shot. Yeah, I was worried because the one I really wanted probably would have started here and ended here. So it would have been a big giant circle and I wouldn't have had any space. So I actually like the way this isn't overwhelming. And it's a little smaller, but pretty cool. And good morning. It is Tuesday. So started off with a headache, nothing but rain last night. So brain aches and don't want to do this today. So I am trying to get this last minute stuff done before I have to log into work. I've got everything printed for the vinyl decals, which you just saw. I've got 20 minutes left. So I'm going to, I printed off all the nose art decal ones, which are a little bigger because the dog breeds are taller. So than my regular 5x5s. So I have these ones assembled. These ones I just need to enter into square. And I have a good chunk made for future if I would need them, you know, during the year to replenish anything. I don't have to worry about printing and cutting all these cards. So I'm kind of doing a batch of these as well. And I have the ones that I did replenish. These ones are with the transfer tape on them. I did forget that I need to cut this little guy's eyeball again because it fell off. So yeah, I need to cut a new one and put on there. And then he needs his transfer tape, but the decals are ready to go. The one thing that I like to do is I include a alcohol wipe in with each one of my decals just to make it easier for application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-package all of my decals and have them ready to go, so that all I got to do is drop in the, so like for these guys here, I just have to drop the decal in and seal her up. So I know I have these 3 that I can assemble, and this was one I had made already from the last group, and he was my last one I had on hand, so I wanted to get the rest of these printed, cut, ready to go to make this a little easier on us later on. And I figured I would let you know where we were while I'm assembling these today. We're actually in really good shape. What I have left on my list is so I have my reel posting today for the shadow boxes for the new collection. And I also have, I still need to work on the coasters, which I'm hoping I can photograph today at lunch. And I have the stickers. So I want to get, that's the next thing on my list. Hopefully I can get that done in the next 20 minutes before I have to log on to work, is get the sticker sheet cut. I keep putting that off. So yeah, I want to move that along. I'll have to excuse the sniffles. I just sneezed and my sinuses really are bothering me today. I just feel like it rained and I feel like crap. So I don't want to log into work today. I don't want any part of, I just want to see my eyelids and me sleeping in my nice, warm, comfortable bed. But we all know that can't happen. So here I am. So yeah, once I get those 2 done, then that will complete my list for my collection. And then I just need to make my banners for my website. And that should go, every time I guess which side is right, it's always the opposite side. I'm having a heck of a time with these bags today. I flipped them because I thought, oh, well, this way I can just slide them over, and these ones are all facing the other way. So yeah, I think some of these got put on here backwards, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to work on doing that and getting coming soon to put on my website for the visitors to see some of the products already photographed that I do have. And then next up would be updating my calendar, which won't take very long at all. That I might save until lunchtime or even after. I did get not a whole lot done yesterday at karate. I just kind of sat there and I tried to doodle, but you know, artist block, you sit there with the white pad and just squiggling with your pens, and couldn't really come up with anything. Just trying to think of what next collection I wanted to do. I do have some other things in mind that I would like to do, but I gotta think about and wrangle them in, because I've got too many going on, and I think that's the problem, is I had too many things in my head and not which one I wanted to actually focus on. And you know, that can be a bear in its own. So I'm just about done with these. So then I'm going to jump over to getting the stickers cut next. and I will catch you when I get to working on the stickers. But all in all, not too bad. We're doing pretty good, and I can't complain. Okay, here's how they came out. I think they turned out really, really good. The contour on these cut pretty darn good. I guess that recalibration actually worked. So let's get these photographed. Morning, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. So, Wednesday already. Week just flew by. So, I made huge progress yesterday on the list for the week. I have coasters done, stickers done, shadow box photos taken, collection shot taken, and Big Cartel collection pictures put up and listings made. That leaves me with putting my replenished items and new items into Square. So I have those ready for in-person shows and updating my calendar, which shouldn't take very long at all. I have about 20 minutes left of my morning here before logging into work. And I actually have my list done on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my week, which will probably be doing some tidying up and cleaning. I was able to replenish a few things. You saw the backer cards for the decals. I figured since I was making one for the one I have, I might as well make a bunch to have them ready. So I have that taken care of. And yeah, I think I'm going to concentrate the rest of the week on trying to make sure that I'm putting up posts on the regular on Instagram. I'm going to give it a shot to see if I can kind of grow my following on that channel. I got a couple followers from the last few that I've put up, but I don't get the engagement that I do on Facebook, and Facebook's been dwindling too. So I don't think a lot of people are on social media anymore, or they just don't see me, or they don't care. And I'm okay with that. You know, it is what it is. I don't get sales from Instagram and social media. Most of my sales are in person or word of mouth. So, yeah, I'm on the fence with the whole, you have to post more to get, because I don't think it happens that way. It might happen for some people. But I was watching quite a few videos on, I believe her name's Mipak. She does, like little jewelry that's clay kind of thing. And she does, she was, talking about her trials of, going to craft shows and everything, and how if you're doing craft shows and you're doing social media to promote yourself, that you're pretty much wasting 100% of your time. And I feel that way sometimes. I think it's useful to get your name out there, but that shouldn't be the sole thing you use to get sales. So I'm going to try my best now to look at other avenues. I did the whole Facebook and Instagram and all that last year. Got my name out there, and I have a decent following. You always want to have more, but just because they follow you doesn't mean they interact with you or that they are going to buy from you. So I just want to keep that going in the hopes that it gets shared out on the algorithm and things like that. But I also need to take it into my own hands and try to get myself out there. So I'm going to try to do some brainstorming and thinking of things, with my slower week. And I also want to still put my craft room back together. It's functional, but it still could use a little more love. So there are a few other bins that I need to go through. Trash days today, so I might use my lunch break to do that, clean out some more stuff, be a little more critical, and get myself in a better spot in here, so that if, I do need to make purchases or do things in here, I have space. So that's what we're going to do today. I will check in later in the week if anything happens, but I don't know that I will have a whole bunch left for this week. So we'll catch you hopefully Thursday or Friday. morning and welcome to Friday. So yesterday I did not film. Not too much was going on. We did get an order for 15 custom decals. So I was working on that. I almost have it ready. We're going to be delivering that on Monday. It's for a little baseball player's helmet for his team. So there's it's the little mascot for their school. And we had some other parents that were involved in it as well. So we're doing a nice big group order, sending that out. And, hopefully we'll see some other orders for it as well once those get applied. Today's Friday the 13th. So it's a dreary one. I think it's supposed to rain today. It's pretty dark in here today. But nevertheless, it is still Friday. So looking forward to some R&R and some quality family time this weekend. We have a graduation party on Saturday, and then Sunday is Father's Day, so we'll be spoiling our daddy. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I have. We got a good bit done this week. Next week, I'm not sure the angle I'm going to be doing, but I had tomorrow I'm also doing launch day tomorrow for the Firefly collection. So that will go live tomorrow. When you're seeing this, it will have gone live on Saturday. This will post that following Monday, and I can give you a recap from the first weekend of how things are going. Hopefully well. It's been, I don't want to say a hit on Instagram, but my views have gone up quite a bit since putting that collection up. So I'm hoping that, and they were non-follower views. They weren't the same people that always promote my stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully something catches someone's eye. But yeah, so I'm going to do that on Saturday so I can give you that update on Monday. And then the rest of the week, I'm hoping to kind of go through what I have, and I'm prepared for the July market that's coming up. I'm not too concerned about that. But we do have our soiree that we were that we are part of in September, and same thing. So September is going to be a busy month. We have 3 markets in September. We have a moon market on Wednesday in the beginning of the month. Then that weekend on Sunday, we have the soiree, sunflower soiree at a winery. And then the end of that month, I think the 27th, is Wolfstock. And then the following weekend is our biggest show that I think we'll ever be doing. This show has been heavily promoted. It's the one that's at a trade school. I'm more nervous now that I'm seeing some of the emails go out. It looks like it got some coverage in a article that was posted on Facebook. There's confirmed 150 vendors there. It seems like a very well organized and a huge, I don't even know where you would put 150 vendors. So and it's indoor. So pretty excited. And then I have that feeling like, well, crap, do I have enough stuff to make it through this market? So I'm going to reevaluate, I think, what all I'm going to bring, and then try to see what I can make now that I have a little bit of downtime over the summer. I do have some markets coming up, but I mean, like I said, I don't rake in a ton of money at these food markets, but yeah, I'm a little concerned about that one, and I don't want to be making product a couple days before and realizing I don't have enough. So I got to look at what I have and see where I can fill in some things and have things prepared for backup and make sure I have enough stock. So with that said, I'm going to leave you. I appreciate you guys tuning in this week. Didn't have a lot going on, but we did get a lot done. So I am ecstatic about that. I will catch you guys next week. And if you can, give me a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It helps me get this video out to the people that need to see a mom struggling through a 9-to-5 and a small business and the ups and downs that come with it. And, leave me a comment. If you made it through the whole video, leave me some sparkles for my new collection. That would be awesome. Some hearts, whatever. Something that glows. And we will catch you next week. Take care, everybody.